Hey, this is Brian at Brubaker Arms Manufacturing. Today we have a Winchester Model 88 lever action in 308 Winchester. So it came in for a stock restoration. The stock was in pretty rough shape when it came in. Not terrible, but it just certainly didn't look like this. It had some dings in it. A lot of the original varnish was worn off. It wasn't quite this color. The recoil pad had a really poor fit, so we cleaned that up as well. We stripped the gun, the stock, of all of its old finish, steamed out a few of the dents that were there, did a light sanding of the finish. Then we stained kind of a dark black walnut, American walnut color, as that's really what the client was looking for. And then we put a fine English oil finish on it. We make our fine English oil finish here in-house. We start with raw linseed oil and cook it. Making it here allows us to add different additives, so we can control color content and whatnot. It does take a little bit more time than a commercially available finish. But we think the results are worth it. It's just has a shine and depth and luster that you can't get with a commercially available finish. The owner of the gun will tell you a little bit more about the gun.
My name is Steve Jaussaud. I'm from Western Washington, a small island named Stretch Island in Puget Sound. I'm 57 years old. I've been hunting for a lot of that, and the majority of my early hunting was in the Weenass out of Selah. Now I hunt the Tampico area up in the Atanum. My interest in guns probably stems from my dad. He had some guns. He wasn't an over enthusiast, but he had some family guns and a few handguns. But I come from a split family, and he lives 7 hours away, so I never actually got to hunt with him. Although I know he did hunt deer, from time to time. But it got me interested to where I actually latched on to one of my best friend's family, and I started doing my hunting with them. Started out in bow hunting, but then we migrated into rifle hunting from there. My first hunting memory it's more than just one memory, I guess, but it actually stems from my first forays into hunting, which was bow hunting as a young teen. We'd always go Thanksgiving weekend over on Bald Mountain on Chinook Pass, and it was cold. We didn't have the proper equipment. I was young and didn't have a lot of money. We had a lot of fun, and we never got an animal, but boy did we hike some hills and freeze our butts off. This gun came to me on a purchase, but it's because of a family gun. That's the reason I have it. My dad had a Model 88 Winchester 308, and I had purchased it from him. He ended up purchasing it back from me, and with the premise that if he ever sold it, he would sell it back to me. And he lost track of that, and he traded it to a firearm shop in Milton Freewater, Oregon, and then told me later that it had been traded for a 22. And I went on and called them and found out that it had been put on an auction. And I went and bought the gun back on the auction site to get the 308 back in the family. And then my daughter used it on our first elk hunt together, and she got a spike 2 hours into opening day with that rifle. And because of that rifle needed to live with her. So I gave the rifle to my daughter, but I always missed it. And this one came up in a local shop, and it was a little beat up, but I just wanted to have another one. So since I'd given mine up. So any memories with this firearm aren't really there because I just got this firearm. But again, it's because of the other 308, the duplicate gun. And that's my first hunt with my daughter, and that's huge for me. Originally, I heard of Brubaker Arms Manufacturing from a friend of mine that knew of the shop and had some work done here at the shop and knew the owners, and so that got me started, working with them at that point. When I first saw the rifle after the restoration process, I was pretty ecstatic because first off, it had been dinged up, and the gunsmith was able to get out the dings, you know, bring it back in that sense. And the other big thing for me was the stock was lighter colored, and I've always been kind of a dark walnut kind of guy. I love the dark wood, and they did a phenomenal job of getting the color I wanted in stock. My plans now for this rifle would be to take it for a walk in the woods, probably next year for deer hunting. I don't have any plans currently to restore anything that I have, just because of the time of year it is, and I'm busy. I think next year I have a 250 Savage that I'd like to bring back to life a little bit. What I really like about this restoration is the finish is just wonderful. I can't even see, there was one ding on one side that has been taken care of. It's been brought out. It's just an immaculate finish, and I'm just thrilled with. I love this gun anyway, this configuration, but I love the color. The dark color to me is just gorgeous. I just love it. It's already got the checkering on it, and it just brings it all out.